You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Hello and welcome to the TSPN How-To Show. We are on TSPN once a month, and that would be every Wednesday, third Wednesday of each month from 6 until 7 p.m. And we'd like to thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'd also like you to invite you to contact us and let us know if you see something that you're particularly interested in that you would like to have us show and demonstrate how to. We would love to do that for you. Please contact tspntv.com. And if you have any questions regarding any of the items that we do, any of the procedures that we do today, please contact Sue at TSPN TV, and then she can get the information to you. I would like to tell you a little bit about our show this evening. It is a craft show. We will be doing different types. We'll be doing some home crafts, and then we'll be doing some jewelry crafts. I will be doing how to use foam core board for exhibiting your jewelry, and also for making window cornices, cornice style window coverings. So that's what I will be doing in the third and fourth segments. And I would like to introduce you now to Franny, and she will tell you what she will be showing you right after this.
Thanks, Angie. Today I'm going to be showing yard art, how to assemble yard art from items found at the thrift store. And Barbara, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to show you how to make the lightest weight, almost least expensive necklace you've ever seen.
Almost least.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah,
okay.
They're a lot of fun.
Good. Okay, so I'm up first. Yard art. Well, what the heck is that, right? So when Angie and I talked about this segment, she bought me this for inspiration. It came in 2 pieces. She bought it at a thrift store for, I think, about $10. It's a dowel. You stick this in the ground, clunk. There's my ground. Thank you, Barbara.
Yes.
You're my rock.
I'm the rock.
And this piece, it was assembled by taking, it looks like a glass lampshade, a saucer, and maybe a cruet or a bud vase. The idea of it is that this part goes over the dowel, which you put in the ground, and I think it looks like a flower. And yard art doesn't have to do anything. There doesn't have to be a function. Yes, you could put bird seed on the top, I suppose, but it really is just to look pretty and to be interesting in your yard.
And the deer won't eat it.
And the deer won't eat it, yay!
That's a big plus.
So I'm going to flip this down just for now, ladies. In thinking about my yard art, my piece, I thought that I would go to the thrift store to find everything. Angie gave me this to get me started. This piece right here, which is, of course, where the dowel is going to go. Barbara is going to hold this up for me. So I've done some pre-gluing. As you can see, this has been glued to the bottom of this plate. And Barbara is going to be my dowel, so to speak, and she's going to hold it this way.
Tell us about the glue.
Okay, so the glue, haha. The E6000, this is really a crafter's dream come true. You can get it for about $5 at most places, Lowe's, department store. Most of your hardware stores are going to have E6000. I think you can get it at Walmart for about $5. You can also get it online for a lot cheaper. If you have Amazon Prime, that's probably a good option. This really should set for 24 hours to be perfectly sure that the construction is really strong, but it's also very fast acting, so when you use it, you may want to wear rubber gloves. I'm not going to do that today. I don't think I'll wear the gloves. Now, when I went to the thrift store, I am the leader of the Saucy Sisters cooking group, and I was immediately drawn to this piece of cake. Isn't this adorable? This, I think, was a salt and pepper shaker. It has little holes on the top, and it used to have some kind of a connection at the bottom, and so I knew that whatever my yard art was, it was going to have to end with this piece of cake up on the top. So as I was looking through the thrift store, a lady there who was helping me named Judy made me so happy because on Mondays, if you're over 55, everything is half off.
You're not over 55.
Yes. No, I am. I will admit it. I am over 55, and so I just had an absolute ball. And so thank you, Judy, for making me so happy that day. So Obviously, I've done some pre-gluing because glue drying on TV probably isn't the best form of programming. So I also found these little dishes. Everything here on this table I found at the thrift store. So once I saw the cake and I saw the teapot, the theme popped into my head of Mad Hatter's Happy Unbirthday Tea Party. So we're going to start by just putting a little bit of the E6000 on the bottom of this plate. Now, to get all of these dishes really clean and ready to be glued, I used this product called Goo Gone, and it's just fantastic for getting off those sticky price stickers. Oh, they never ever come off, and they just leave a gooey mess. Well, this really works well. It also takes off old bumper stickers really nicely. It's called Goo Gone. It's in a spray, and you can just wipe it off with a little wet towel, and it comes perfectly clean. So I'm going to do this kind of a little askew because it's this Mad Tea Party theme. So I'm just going to press it like that. I'm going to leave that there just for a minute. And while that's setting just for a second, I want to talk to you about the other project that I made. Angie, would you hold that up? This was an inspiration, a true inspiration from Judy, who works at the thrift store. She told me about the yard art that she makes at her beach home by collecting driftwood, and she screws hers together. So, and she makes flowers, and people actually stop by her house and ask her if they're for sale. And she has her yard filled with these beautiful driftwood flowers. So I decided I wanted to do a flower too. So when I saw this pink dish at the thrift store, I just knew that was my flower. And all of these pieces here I got at the thrift store. The only thing that I got at Lowe's was this actual wooden trellis. And then I painted this center wood right here with just some spray paint, painted it green to give you the illusion of a stem. Sorry, Barbara.
That's okay.
And these leaf-shaped dishes I got right at the thrift store. And this centerpiece was at the thrift store. And look at this. Doesn't that look just like the center of a flower? I just love it.
My husband is a wildflower photographer. That looks like a flower. That looks like the center of a wildflower.
And the nice thing about this, you can stick it into a pot. You can stick it right into the ground. And then, of course, the little butterfly dish was just the perfect ending to that. And I used E6000 on all of it. It attaches glass to glass, glass to wood, wood to leather, metal, anything. So this is really great stuff. So this probably is not set enough. If I was doing this at home slowly, I would make sure that each piece was completely set before adding. But we don't have that kind of time today, so we're going to get going. So once again, you can see I did some pre-gluing. I found these little dishes because in my head I was thinking of this kind of teetering, towering stack of tea party themed.
Fun.
It is reminiscent of Alice in Wonderland kind of tea party stuff. This is such a cute little whimsical teapot with the little flowers on it, the little chicky birds.
I was amazed at how quickly everything came together at the thrift store. And, you know, I just went to the Great Finds thrift store, which is down on Sutter Hill. And it's amazing how many people don't know where Sutter Hill is. It's by the taco truck. Okay? All right. Now, I'm just going to hold this because it may not like it over there.
It'll love it.
This is just adding to the theme of kind of a little off-center, a little bit off-center like me. I'm hoping this won't break on TV. Here we go. Ah! This is very exciting. I also found this little spoon, which I think is cute, and I'm not sure. I think that I would just have it maybe sitting out. What do you think, Angie? Up like this or just sitting on the plate?
Down
maybe just
like that. And not glue it, maybe.
Maybe not even glue it this time. We'll see. Then my last, oh my gosh, my cake.
The beginning of the whole thing, the piece of cake.
This is what inspired the entire episode. So I had never done yard art before, and I was just amazed at how incredibly easy it was, and really how much fun. Like I said when I was talking to Judy at the thrift store, we had the whole shop excited about my project, and people were pulling out all kinds of things and giving me great ideas. I didn't have, you know, the budget to try to do everything, but I wanted to do two. So it's really been fun to do. And that's it. I just put a little bit of glue there. I'm just going to put the cap on so that it doesn't kind of run everywhere. And then when you're working, always have a little damp paper towel with you so that you can wipe up little messes. You can see we have it on some plastic today. It can be a bit of a messy project. So what do you think, artist Angie?
Maybe,
Help me put that final piece on. And I'm going to hold this right
sort
here.
of like,
Off center. I love it. I love that. You know.
no, just, sorry.
Please don't do that. So if you have questions about yard art, and if you have ideas about of your own or pictures of your own, you can always contact Sue at
TSPNTV.com.
And you know, I'm sorry to say when I say what are you supposed to do? So Angie, what do you think? Would you put this in your yard?
Absolutely, and really, one of the main reasons is, I was joking about the fact that the deer wouldn't eat it, But I mean, truly, we have a horrible deer problem in Pioneer, California.
Barbara, what about you? Would you put yard art in your yard?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Would you think
we have a couple of trees that we whacked off, and we didn't take the whole stump out because I want to put some kind of yard art on it. I'm not sure Jim would go along with this one, though.
Jim, are you out there watching? Say yes or no. Call us right away.
Well, that was my yard art, and I think that I had a lot of fun doing it, Angie, so I wanted to thank you for inspiring me. It's all started with this little blue vase right here.
It is so very cute.
So once again, if you want to see more, if you have pictures that you'd like to share, or if you have any comments, please contact Sue at tspn.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Oh, no!
There it goes. We weren't sure if it was going to stick, and it didn't.
Can you cut it before that?
There, good as new.
Nobody will ever know.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
You are.
And we're on. I want you.
We're on.
We're on.
Barbara.
Hi.
Hi. So what are you going to show us?
Well, I'm going to show you how to crochet.
Pop these down.
Okay. I'm going to show you how to crochet necklaces. And they're the lightest weight necklaces you'll ever wear in your whole life. Here's a little board that shows a selection of them.
And
I'm wearing one.
And
Angie is wearing one.
And
Franny is wearing one.
Pretty, huh?
They don't take very much as far as tools. You need yarn. I brought 3 different kinds of yarn here, and I'll talk a little bit more about those as I get into it. You need a ruler. Doesn't make any difference what kind of a ruler you have. It can be this ruler that I have because I'm a quilter, or it can be one of the old-fashioned wooden rulers like you used in school. It could
The
even
ones
be...
that you got hit with, Angie.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
It could even be a tape measure, any kind of a ruler. And you need a crochet hook. I brought 4 different sizes with me. There's no particular size that you need to use, but the heavier your yarn is, the bigger the crochet hook you need. As far as what kind of yarn, looking at these different necklaces that I brought along, this particular necklace was made out of this yarn. And this yarn is kind of thin and ribbony-like, and it crochets up to be that necklace right there.
So which did you use to...
Which crochet hook, I don't remember. I think I might have used the pink one. But what you do is you just play with, crochet it a little bit and see how it looks. I'll show you actually how we crochet it in a couple of minutes.
Can I ask you something before I forget?
Absolutely.
Where do you get, the pattern to do this? How do you know how to do this?
That's what I'm going to show you.
Oh.
There is no pattern. It's just word of mouth.
Huh.
Oh, I like that. It's like a friendship.
It's like a friendship kind of thing. This is the softest little yarn you've seen in a long time. It's baby soft. It's chenille yarn. And that yarn works up to make a necklace like this.
How pretty is that?
The necklace I'm wearing and the necklace Angie is wearing is made out of a thing that we call railroad tie yarn, because it railroad yarn, yeah. It really does kind of look like a railroad track. It's 2 thin little strings of yarn with some fibers connecting them. The one that Franny is wearing, I made out of some just nubbly yarn that had all different kinds of colors.
Pretty.
Purple, gold, orange, blue. The more colors your yarn has in it, the more character your necklace will have. But how do you actually make this thing? You start out with your yarn. Find the end of your yarn. And the way it sort of starts out is you measure 13 inches from the end of your yarn, and you make a little loop. And you pick a crochet hook. I'm going to take the pink one, not for any real reason. You want to work along with us?
I'd
Not
love
me.
to. I'm
Okay.
going to try.
All right.
Okay, 13 inches.
Yeah, 13 inches. So that's 13 is your end is here. Put this end down here. 13 inches. There. And then
Make a
it's
loop.
not an exact science.
Okay.
Make a loop and stick your crochet hook on there. Can you
Lucky
crochet?
13. No, never done it.
Oh, okay, I'm really teaching somebody. So
Right.
you put the loop on the hook, then with your left hand, put the yarn over your index finger. There you go. And bring your thumb, how do I hold my thumb? I don't know. Oh, I use my thumb to hold the yarn down here. Watch me do this a couple of times. And you
Kinda like
wrap,
chopsticks.
wrap the hook around the yarn and pull that loop through the loop that's already on your hook.
I did it.
And then wrap the yarn around your hook again. There you go. And pull that new loop through the loop that's on your hook.
Ooh.
You're getting it?
Okay. I did
There you
it.
go.
I did
and
it.
keep doing that.
Yay.
Wrap
And
the yarn
keep doing
around
it.
the hook and
Okay.
pull it through the loop.
So you can really do a lot of thinking when you crochet. Do you find it relaxing to crochet?
Yes. And you
How
just
do you-
keep going.
How do you come up with like the 13 inches? Where
That's
you begin?
just what somebody
Standard
told me
kind of
to
neck
start.
length?
Yep. But I have done them where I make them a lot shorter than 13
This
inches.
one is.
Or a lot longer. That one is shorter. That one probably started out being about 8 or 9 inches. So you just keep, this is called single crochet, and you just keep doing a single crochet until, come on, stay on there, until you get your single crochet to be approximately 13 inches long. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter.
So is there some kind of thing where, say you wanted to give this as a gift and the person wanted to wear it shorter? Is there some kind of, you could like
Yes.
slide it down and
Yes.
create, oh, are there?
Yep. Does
One of them has it?
Yes, one of the necklaces, and careful of your mic there. Yes, you have one. May
I have it.
May I have that off? Angie's necklace has, been all tied up in her earring. There we go. At the back end of Angie's necklace, which would be up on the back, there's a bead on here. And if you want to make the necklace shorter, you
That's
just pull the
brilliant.
bead down and it pulls the necklace up on your the front of the neck.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Barbara, who taught you how to crochet? Was this a generational gift from your mother?
I don't remember who taught me how to crochet. I just know I've done it all my life.
Wow.
But I don't remember who told me
Home ec
or who taught
class
me.
or?
Hard to say. I don't know.
Now, I
So-
know that you and your neighbor Jackie do a lot of
Mhm.
things together, and you quilt, and did you
We have made, Jackie and myself and a lot of our friends who belong to a quilting group in the community called the Thimblebees. We've made dozens and dozens and dozens of these necklaces, and we sell them. We sell them at the Camp Out for Cancer every spring. I mean every fall.
Beginner.
Now I stopped here. It's like 16 inches long, but this is the part that is going to be
and you
the
can
hang
make it
down.
shorter?
I could make it shorter. So now I've single crocheted it as long as I want,
Mhm.
and I'm going to cut this off at 13 inches. And I'm going to pull this tail through the loop. so that this is the first strand of my
Are you
necklace.
supposed to be getting these down here?
I'm sorry I'm ignoring you, but I'm trying to do the demonstration for the audience,
It's going to have to stay on the crochet hook because there's nothing coming down.
It's
Oh,
coming
we'll
up.
figure out a way. So I'm making a second strand, because you need 3 strands to make a necklace. So I'm leaving poor Franny in the lurch while I'm still doing this for
I'm
the
making
audience.
a crochet hook cozy.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
It's always nice to have around, really.
But you can see this is not a long process. I have less than 2 minutes to go, so I'm going to try and
How many
hurry
of these
through
have you
this.
given away to friends, do you think?
Oh, 15, 20, I don't know. And the kind of yarn that works well for this is what I would call novelty yarn. Something that has some kind of interesting texture to it and lots of color. So,
I've seen yarn that has stray strands
Like hair?
that pop out.
Yeah.
That would be very pretty.
But the one
that
you
could
have
work,
on
too.
is just beautiful,
Now,
especially with
I'm not
what
really
you have
finishing
on.
this because I'm kind of running out of time.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Isn't my break in? Oh no, I guess I'm
3
not as
minutes.
3 minutes. I got a lot of time.
3
Okay.
minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it is. So now I'm going to make a third one, starting it with a little loop.
So to select your colors, do you kind of shop around and find out, like how could you have matched this any more perfectly with what we're wearing? I mean,
Pure
just,
dumb luck.
Okay. None of that talent that I thought you had.
No, this was pure coincidence, Angie. Actually, the railroad tie yarn necklaces were hanging in Jackie's closet, and I borrowed them for this demonstration.
Oh.
And this kind of chunky yarn, and like the one that Franny's making or wearing, and then this other one are necklaces that I made months ago, and then this yarn that I'm working with now and the yarn that Franny's working with, I just bought at the Whole Affair Yarn and Bead Shop
I
in
love
Jackson
that. I love that
yesterday.
store.
Or
Yeah.
day before yesterday.
fun
It's
to
a
store,
really
yeah.
nice store.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And I have recently taken up knitting, and I'm learning how to make socks. I'm halfway through my 4th ever pair of socks. I'm having so much fun with it.
So are we going to have a cold winter? Is that it? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't
Is that
know.
the yarn is telling you?
No, I just have found I really like to knit, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I like about your necklace? I've been wearing it now for several minutes, and I can't
You don't even know
feel
you
that
have
I
it on. I know. They're wonderful.
You ever get sometimes where it's hot and
Yep.
jewelry
So
starts to feel
we're
so
going to
heavy on
pretend
you?
that these are all
1
the
minute.
same length, and they're not. So you take your 3 strands that you've crocheted, you pull all of their little crochet ends together, tie them in a knot, and you take the other 3 ends, pull the 3 ends together. This isn't going to come out very good because I'm Russian, but you get the point. Then you tie all these 3 together in the back.
Voila, that was
And
very
voila.
quick.
You have a necklace.
Very quick. Okay, we'll be right back, and we will talk about foam core.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Hi, I'm Angie, and I'm going to show you how to make a cornice-style window covering for any room in your house. I would like to show you what I have in my house, which is what kind of inspired me to do this. This is one of 3 pieces that I have in my living room. I chose this because my walls are white, and the 3 windows that I have are such beautiful view windows that I didn't really want to take away from the view by having colors or patterns there. So anyway, this is a moire fabric. It looks like water, and it's supposed to imitate the moray eel swimming through the water or whatever. Anyway, it's French. And so, you know, you can see that I didn't want to have it be very, very plain, so I added these little reflective mirror birds. And so in my house I have 3 of these this is one end. This is the end to your left. And it has a little delineator. The one in the center is much longer, and it has a lot more birds on it. And the birds get smaller. So I bought 2 packages of birds, 1 big birds, 1 little birds. And so it looks like they're kind of flying away. And I even have some of the birds attached to my wall space. It looks like they're about ready to fly out the window.
And it looks really great.
Thanks. So it doesn't take away from the scene. Anyway, so I am going to be showing you how I made these. I made them with foam core, and foam core is a piece of foam which has, so it has a center of foam, it has a side of paper and another side of paper. The standard size for these foam core boards are 20 by 30. So you can have a bigger window than 20 by 30.
Yeah, right.
So if you do, then your measurement would be an addition that you would simply tape together with packing tape.
Oh, is that all?
Because when we are finished, you will see that the batting that we're going to put on and the fabric that we're going to put on holds it taut. So it doesn't matter how many pieces you have taped together. You can have a cornice board that is 60 feet long.
Because when you said you tape them together, I was thinking, well, they're going to flop all over the place.
No, because the fabric holds them in place.
Very good.
So I am going to show you what we're going to do today is a window. So I am saying that the window is, the actual window size is 26 inches wide. That's one of our small windows downstairs. Okay, so all you really have to measure is what is the full width of the window itself. And then to that, you will add 2 inches on either side. Just as any window covering, you would add 2 inches on either side so that you have enough to keep the light out and to cover the window completely. So the piece of foam core board would be 26 inches plus 2 inches on either side, so that makes it 30 inches wide, which, voila, happens to be exactly the size of the foam core board.
Awesome.
Ironic, isn't it? What a coincidence.
I love it when it comes together.
And the standard length of a cornice on any size window is, the least that you can make it is 14 inches.
Oh, really?
Just to balance the window well. You don't want a little teeny cornice, and you don't want a gigantic cornice. And also, if you get any longer than 14 inches, you have a kind of a difficult time actually getting your hand up inside of it to attach it to the wall. You know, so
that's a rather practical reason for keeping it short.
Yes. So I have done this kind of little diagram of how many pieces that you actually need to make this cornice. So one is you need a piece that is 30 inches wide by 14 inches long, and that's the standard size of a cornice. And then you're going to need a piece that will be the top.
Want me to hold that?
The top of the cornice. So you will need a piece. This is 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. So 4 pieces of foam core is what you're going to need.
Wow, that's not very much.
And so you will cut them like so. I had this drawn out, but you really can't see it very well in there. So I'll just show you with the pieces that I actually cut. So, okay, so this is the front of the cornice that you're going to put up. This is the top of the cornice that you're going to put up. It's the 4 inches deep that go back to the wall space. And then this is the side, and this is the side. So we're actually going to just tape these with packing tape.
Brilliant.
And then what we will do afterward is hot glue them together on the inside. So we're just going to put these on here and put it on the top. We're going to set it right on the top here and tape it down on the front. Okay. You know, we are going to put batting on here, so if you have wrinkles and stuff in the tape, not a big deal.
Who cares?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Then we're going to take the sides and we're going to push them up underneath. Now, I will tell you that the sides themselves are slightly shorter to accommodate the difference in, well, you know what?
In the width of the actual.
Well, actually,
right?
it's where I was going to say it's where you put the top board, and we didn't put the top board right.
Oh, because my side fits perfectly.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Or
anyway.
am I wrong? No, it fits perfectly.
Really? Oh, okay.
Does it fit
I-
for you?
My mistake was I thought I made a mistake.
Ah. Well, that's your usual mistake. Auntie, we know you're never wrong.
So
Are you
anyway,
gonna tape it
once
both
again,
on the front, on here,
Yes,
and on
yes.
the top both?
I'm
I
gonna
love the fact that you're just taping this
I am going to tape it. Yep.
instead of using, glue.
you know, glue. You know,
I love glue.
you know how unforgiving glue can be sometimes. But yes, we will go ahead and put hot glue in all the seams of this, but we have no outlet. So we are
That's
not going to
just
be doing
tape
that
ripping,
today.
everyone.
Tape
That's
ripping.
all that is.
Okay, so boom, 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 boom. So once again, we do not worry about if it's bumpy on the front or anything like that. Okay?
Got it.
So now we have a cornice almost ready to rock and roll here. The next thing that you will want to do is, maybe we should put some on the sides.
A little
A bit on the sides. Okay. Doesn't matter where you put it.
Oh, I love that aspect
See,
too.
it's just like so easy. Who would think it would be so easy, huh?
So far, I think the hardest part is just cutting a straight line. How did you make it straight?
I'm
like
glad
that?
you asked. Okay. Well, of course I measured it, but then I also used a
ruler?
But it's a metal ruler. Oh, it's sitting right on the top there.
Through the magic of television,
Yes.
you have a ruler, my dear.
So to cut these, Barbara's going to show you the tools that you can use to cut foam core. And really, what you will want to do with foam core is you will want to make a tentative kind of cut. You will want to take your ruler and put it on your line that you have already measured out, and then you will want to take a really light cut so that you're not cutting through the whole thing on the first shot. And I always use a piece of old cardboard underneath it, so I don't cut my dining room table, which is always nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love my dining room table, so I don't want to cut my dining room table. So first you just make a really light cut and keep your blade really tight up next to this metal ruler, and then go one more time and you're through it. And if you're not through it, then you are through it.
Awesome.
So,
Wow.
nothing to it. Just to do it.
And we don't have to worry about these little edges that
Fuzzies.
aren't perfect because they're all going to get covered with batting and fabric.
That's right.
Wow, that's
That's
nice.
right. And if you put this up against, if this is up against something else, like this is sitting on the top of it here, it's going to make it all flat anyway. So you try to keep your cleanest cuts where on the edges so that they are not like fuzzy out here, So anyway, the second step then is to go ahead and do your batting. Now, I know that Barbara can tell me a little bit about this batting because I know nothing about batting. But anyway,
Tell us all about it.
Here we have
It's Barbara.
It's all I know, it's
batting.
polyester.
And it's like not very thick.
No, it's not very thick.
And so like, is this a batting that you would use for quilting? Or
Some people would. I wouldn't. I don't care for polyester, but it's good for quilts, like for baby quilts, because they're going to get washed and dried and washed and dried and washed and dried, and polyester is like iron.
Yeah.
So if you want something that's really going to hold up and you don't care how many times it gets washed and dried, polyester is great.
okay, and it's nice and thin, and it just gives enough body to it that that it's not like, it doesn't look like a board. I will tell you that this is going to take a little bit longer than the 12-minute segment that we are given. So I am going to continue this after the break. Then I will show you how to put the fabric on and how to glue this on, and then I will also show you how to make a jewelry holder out of the foam core as well. So we will be back in just a few moments, and we will show you the rest of how to finish this off.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Okay, so now I am finishing cutting the batting for the sides here. And once again, since we are, on TV and I don't have an outlet handy, we are going to tape it.
Yay.
So, yeah.
But at home, you would hot glue it.
But
Is that
at home,
right? Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and tape that on
Sure.
while I'm cutting the rest of this off of here?
I can do it.
Okay.
Whoops. That's the sound of tape.
Yeah, once
ladies
again.
and gentlemen.
And if you cut these pieces a little too off or small or whatever, it doesn't really matter because batting sort of stretches about, and so it doesn't. It holds well.
And
So-
it's going to be covered up by fabric
and it's
anyway.
going to be covered up by fabric. Yeah.
Do you want one long piece or two short pieces for your
Would you
end,
like another piece there? Here you go.
Angie?
Oh.
One long?
Sure.
Done.
Okay, good. And okay, then the next thing that we will do is take our fabric. Please, please, please always iron your fabric before you begin, because if you do not, it is an ugly mess. So, and also you might think about ironing under some pieces, because again, we're going to hot glue this on. So I kind of measured it just roughly. Of course, mine isn't coming directly from the ironing board, so I do have some folds in it from travel. But anyway, so you're going to have either a selvage edge or you're going to iron under. You're going to iron under the fabric so that when you hot glue it, and you'll have to be sure that if you get a pattern that has some kind of a line in it, you have to be sure that it is following the bottom line of your cornice board. So you will be hot gluing this to
So now you're
the
showing
bottom
them
of
the
it.
inside?
I am
That's the
showing you the
inside?
inside. Yes.
Ah.
And so you want to go up a little ways into it. So as you can see, we have turned under, maybe about 1.5 inches or so. As I was mentioning earlier, if you think that you can really see up inside this cornice from wherever you're standing in the room, then you may want to continue it up higher. It's entirely up to you. And then Franny was asking me, okay, so you get all this done and you
So
get
it's
all
all
this
covered.
stuff glued, yeah. So
How do you get it
there
up on the
is,
wall?
Up on the wall, and what you do is you go ahead and get a level out, and you put a couple of pencil dots up that will take you at least, I guess I would probably put mine, just like you would hang a picture pretty much. I don't know, put like one here and, one here. So you measure out from the center, you in the center of the space. You have a question?
And we don't have to worry about weight because this thing is so lightweight.
No.
So
It weighs
it's not like when
nothing.
you're hanging a big heavy curtain that you have to support it 3 or 4 times across the distance.
Right.
This stuff's so lightweight.
So what you do is you take the L bracket and you screw it into the wall.
So
You
it's
need
just
to.
an ordinary old L bracket.
Screw them into the wall, and you always get an L bracket that covers at least half of the distance of the top of your cornice. You want a nice
No
support
droopy.
there. Yeah. And so you screw it to the wall, and then you just lay your cornice right on top of it, and then you go up underneath it with a really short little screw, and you screw up into the cornice with, you know, just a short screw.
So the screw doesn't come up out through the top. It just nests up in the batting that's in
Yeah, you don't need much to
Right.
hold it in.
How
Sure.
deep do you make this?
This is about 4 inches. And like I say, it's deep enough so that you can get your arm up in it to attach it to the wall space, and yet it's not too big, you know, for the space.
So you wouldn't want to make it 6 or 8 inches sticking out. That's too big.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. And so once again, I will show you the finished product, and you can put tassels down here. You can put cording across here. You can just leave it, like if you want to put a floral design, you know, then you'd have to match your floral pattern across if you're doing like a 60-inch span or something like that. And then Barbara has this again for us to show. And here is the back of it. It doesn't have to be real fancy. The corners of it where you put the fabric inside can just be delicately folded or bunched up. You can see I didn't finish my little line here because I guess I just ran out of gold.
Well, it's
wire.
outside. Nobody can see it.
Nobody can see it. Only all of the I don't know, flies and all kinds of bugs that eventually end up on top of it. I guess those are the only things that would really care about it. So anyway, that is how to make a cornice. Again, if you have any questions, please contact us, tspntv.com. Also, if you have any ideas for other window coverings that we would like to see where you use foam core, that would be excellent. Now we'd like to show you what you can do with foam core besides this. And that is something that I had made and given to Barbara some time ago. And it is a picture frame that has foam core in it. And it is just regular white foam core. And Franny, could you grab me those 2 pieces over there on the
Yes,
top?
ma'am.
Yeah, those 2 pieces and the box. The box. And I want to tell you that you can make jewelry holders from anything. You can make them from picture frames. And this is just a little picture frame that had some old photos of family, blah, blah, blah in it. And so I just took them out and threw them in a drawer. And then I decided to do something for myself. So I covered it. Yeah, I covered it with this fabric. Once again, I went ahead and ironed it first, and then the spray glue. If you use spray glue on a fabric, then you can kind of press it into the foam core, and it's really nice and tight then.
It won't
fits
droop
well.
or anything.
It won't droop or
Right.
anything. Yeah. And then I covered this mirror up. You know, I put a mirror on it so that you can actually hang jewelry on it. I'm going to borrow one of your pins here that doesn't have anything on it.
Oh, even if it does, just let it fall down.
Anyway, so right through this foam core with fabric, then you would hang your daily jewelry that you always wear, and it just hangs from here, and then you can check yourself out in this little mirror. And then I put just this little kind of shape on it, just to kind of give it a little
decoration,
jazzy it up a little.
And
bit.
is this ribbon that you put along here?
This is it's a trim.
A trim.
And then this is just like, I don't even know what this is. You know,
It looks like Mardi Gras beads.
Mardi Gras beads could be. And then these were earrings. I cut off the back of those. And then I always like to kind of do the back nicely too. I don't know why, but
I do. You're an artist.
It's nice and neat. And then here's all the pins. And you can also use upholstery nails. I use upholstery nails in this as well. So you have this hanging on your wall. And you have your daily jewelry that you wear, because, I mean, everybody has jewelry that they wear kind of like pretty much the same stuff, unless they go out for special occasions.
I'm going to cover my foam board with some fabric. I like the look of that.
And then you can put a little mirror on it. And then you can give these as gifts. People really love these gifts because it's kind of an unusual thing to have a jewelry hanger. But I have this giant size one behind my door in my bathroom. It's just on this little wall, and it has all my black jewelry here, all my red jewelry here. I mean, it's a huge
It's big.
frame.
I've seen it. It's big.
And since we are zooming right along, I am going to show you what we decided to do with Tasha's challenge. We have to talk about Tasha's challenge. So here's that. Okay. So Tasha last month gave Franny and I a challenge, and she gave us some home goods things. Now this is a melon cedar. This is the little round shape here, and then Franny used one, and this can be either a skewer to skewer for barbecue vegetables or little pieces of meat or whatever. And so I decided to attach mine together and use it as a business card holder. And this is also foam core down here, so you can use foam core in just myriad ways.
Angie, yours is priceless, just adorable. I didn't even really work on mine. I stuck a seed packet in here. You can stick it in the ground, and when your seeds come up, you know what that's right, it's your row marker.
Great, I love it. I mean, just because it's a easier presentation doesn't mean it has less value. I mean, if I had a garden, I would have that in my garden.
I'll trade it.
So our next month's challenge for all of our viewers is this. How are we going to use this insulating tape? This is for pipes in the wintertime to prevent them from freezing. And so it's self-adhesive on one side, and then also it's this beautiful shiny kind of silver stuff on the other side. So we need to find out, and if you have any ideas, send them to tspntv.com.
Spacesuit.
Bicycle. You mentioned bicycle. You could put it all over your bike. Anyway.
June Jetsons.
Bye now, and thanks for
everybody.
watching us tonight.
Bye.